For the arithmetic sequence 2, 6, 10, we want to find T21. So when we look at arithmetic sequences, we need to know where we start from. We need to know how we progress, or a common difference, and we need to know how far we're going to go. So in this case here, we're going to the 21st term. Our A value, our starting point is 2, and we're going to progress by, since it's arithmetic, we can just test the differences between here and find the common difference as plus 4. So this is going to be plus 4, plus 4. So find the sequence, okay, the term. We don't want to find the series, we just want to find the Tn. So T21, we're going to start at 2, and the number of steps from 1 to 21 is going to be 21 minus 1. The difference is going to be the number of steps, and the size of the steps is 4. So starting at 2, we're going to take 20 steps of plus 4. That's going to be 2 plus 80, or 82. So T21 works out to be 82. So if we know where we're starting and how we progress, we basically know what this sequence looks like. So here we have an arithmetic sequence, and again, it's important to know it's arithmetic so we know the type of progression. And if we know T4 and T11, we can figure out how we progress. So in this case here, what we can do is we can find the common difference. And the common difference is essentially like slope. If I want to find the difference between T4 and T11, and I can divide that by the number of steps, will give me the average step, or how much I go up by each step, or in other words, D. So the number of steps from 4 to 11, I subtract. There's 7 steps from 4 to 11. So this becomes negative 57 minus 20, so I've gone down 77. That's my change in Tn. My change in n is going to be 4 minus 7. Sorry, 11 minus 4, which is 7. So this ends up being, I'm going down by 11 each time. So once I know my progression of minus 11, I can write my general formula. Now I want to write my general formula in terms of T1 or A, so I can either count backwards to A, which is probably the easiest, I think. So this is 4. I'm going to count backwards. This is going to be 31. 2 is going to be 20. Sorry, it's going to be, I'm going to add, so I'm going backwards. So it's going to be 42 and 53. So T1 we can calculate to be 53. We could also calculate the A value by substituting into the formula. Okay, and that would look like this. I can choose one of these two terms, so T4 is equal to A plus 4 minus 1 times the common difference of 4. When I work that out, that's going to be, looks like here, 12. Oh, sorry, the common difference was not 4. The common difference was negative 11. So we end up with 20 is equal to A plus negative 33. Solving for A, add 33 to both sides. I get A is equal to 53 is what I got when I counted back. So my general formula is Tn is equal to, I start at 53. The number of steps is going to be n minus 1. And I'm going to go down by groups of 11. So there's my general formula. Now I can simplify this as well if you want. This is good enough because it shows me the different parts. But we could simplify this to negative 11n, and this is going to be plus 64. Here we have given the arithmetic sequence, the two terms of arithmetic sequence like this. Now, this, we have not been given any A or D values. So how do we work this out? Well, we can rewrite these T terms in terms of A and D. So T3 is equal to A plus 3 minus 1 times d. So 3 minus 1 is 2, so it's 2 steps from 1 to 3. T5 is going to be a plus the number of steps from 5 to 1, from 1 to 5 is 4, so 5 minus 1 is 4d. T6 we can write as a plus 5d, and T9 we can write as a plus, what's this going to be, 9, so 8d. And since we have two variables, a and d, we just need to come up with two relationships. And my two relationships are going to be these two given. So t3 plus t5 I could rewrite as a plus 2d plus a plus 4d equals 40. There's equation 1. Equation 2, I can do the same thing except use t6 and t9. So a plus 5d plus a plus 8d, and that's going to be equal to 75. I have two variables, two equations. I can solve this system of equations. So simplifying my system to 2a plus 6d equals 40. Here this is 2a plus 13d equals 75. I can get rid of the a's. So equation 2 minus equation 1 I end up with 7d equals 35. So the common difference is 5, and I can plug that into either one of those equations to solve for a. So I'm going to plug it into equation 1, so 2a plus 6 times d, which I've solved for, is 5, equals 40. So I plugged it into this equation right here, and solve for a. 5, this is 6 times 5 is 30, so I'm going to subtract 30 from both sides. I get a is equal to 5. So the general formula for the sequence, Tn, is equal to 5 plus n minus 1 times 5. Okay, and that will give me T3 and T5. Okay, T3 works out to be 15, T5 is 20, 15 plus 20 equals, 15 plus 25 equals 40. So there it is. There's my general equation that I'm looking for.